Alright, we're back at it, checking out another video from Sticks because we love a bit of Sticksy over here. Let's move my camera up so we can see his beautiful face. Genshin Impact just left gacha players speechless. Okay. Guys, if you haven't already, check out Sticks. Awesome content. Does a lot of gacha stuff. And I find out about a lot of titles that I didn't even hear about through Sticks, actually. So definitely worth checking out. But let's see why Genshin left gacha players speechless. Speechless? It's already done it to me. Let's go.
If you thought Genshin Impact and Hoyo were making buku crazy money before, looking at their monthly mobile revenue report via Gacha Revenue or Sensor Tower, then my god, are you going to lose your mind at this?
Quick question, you know, when it comes to Sensor Tower, is it just iOS or does it include Android as well? Because I know it doesn't include the entire picture on mobile, and I know it's not exactly 100% accurate, but is it just iOS? I've heard some people saying that it actually is, and I wasn't 100% sure of that. I know it doesn't include other platforms, but if that's the case, then these games are making even more money than I originally thought.
Now, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the
And
channel.
I'm not even including the other platforms. I'm just including mobile there,
every
you
single
know?
thing that I post, and I post daily. Do not miss out. Genshin Impact tops $5 billion. Billion in revenue in China alone. Genshin is on track to hit 10.
See, this is why, like, you know, most of the games in the space just, this is why I always feel like it's such a disingenuous argument to compare revenue to Hoyo games. You know, just because you're not making Hoyo cash doesn't mean you're not making good cash, you know what I mean? Like, because that is a ridiculous amount of money, you know? This is why I don't, well, I understand why, because some of the Western developers are terrified. I just don't understand why they haven't tried to get into this market. And I know why. We know why. It's because the type of characters they'll potentially have to create, and they're terrified of doing that. And they know the characters that they want to create to appease certain groups of people will not make them money, so they just stay away from that shit. It's wild. That is a crazy amount of money. Ridiculous.
Billion globally in 2025. $10 billion for
people
one
love the waifus.
Single game. A gacha game.
You think about that. What did the game probably take to develop? What we thinking? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say sometimes. It was probably, I wouldn't imagine it was more than 100 million, was it, to develop Genshin? Really? Originally? You know? Because you look at games like GTA, I think, what did that have initially? Was it like a $300 to $500 million budget in total? That included marketing though, didn't it? And I think they spent about 200 million on marketing. I could be totally off there. I'm thinking back. This is just out my memory. And I think it was probably around about 200 to 250 million to develop GTA 5, I believe. I wouldn't have thought that Genshin cost that sort of money. Now, I know over the years, you know, things have added to the game. Marketing has been expansive on the game, so it's probably, like, expanded now. But that is a ridiculous amount of money. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What's going on, Chornax? You believe it is just iOS? I was going to say I thought it was, but I wasn't 100.
Unreal. China remains the #1 geo by revenue for Genshin Impact. Here's how much money the mobile version of the game has generated in the country when taking into account third-party Android stores. And
okay.
You know what?
So this is including Android stores now, third-party Android stores. It's actually kind of scary amount of money, isn't it? It's insane.
With this $10 billion,
I'm actually genuinely shocked.
They're making internet cafes. They're making Genshin-themed internet cafes where you go and you pay $1.50 per hour and you play Genshin Impact with actually fairly powerful computers, controllers set up, mobile devices set up, with Genshin Impact wallpapers, framed Genshin Impact images, probably Genshin Impact inspired lunches, dinners, brunches.
I couldn't think of a worse way to play video games though in that situation. But hey, you know, if you're a social butterfly, I bet it could be fun, and if you've got money to burn as well, because spending $1.50 for an hour of gaming, not for me, thank you. I suppose if you haven't got an house and you live in your car, then it probably might work out better value, I guess, if you take it to electricity, rent, all that sort of stuff as well. But aren't they investing in like nuclear reactors or fusion reactors or something as well? They've got insane amounts of money, man. Like too much money. It's ridiculous.
Breakfast, snacks, drinks. Oh my god. I feel like there comes a point where a company just makes too much money where they don't actually know what to do with it anymore. So they're like, you know what can we think of that other games don't do? And then like the first person that says something, let's make an internet cafe with the entirety of it centered around Genshin as a theme. Genshin chairs, Genshin computers, Genshin wallpapers. I like it.
I'm not gonna lie, those chairs aren't bad looking actually, are they? They actually look decent. Hey, double monetization of the game. Make them come to play the game, right? Hear me out. They come to play the game. They pay on the banners, but get this. They pay to play the game per hour, and then we sell them drinks and food, right? Right? Just like, dude, that's just an insane another money maker for them. I don't know if this is open or what, but there doesn't look like as many people using it, but obviously it's probably took in the morning just to show it off as a advertisement thing, but that's crazy.
I like that. That is perfect. Let's do it. Doesn't matter how much it costs. Like what I want, and I might be a bit of a dick for thinking this, but what I want is someone to walk in here, into this cafe, and boot up something that isn't Genshin. Now, I know there are probably...
Jump on start playing Woo-Wah. Hey, you know, if you're playing $1.50 an hour, I don't think they care.
Games that are already pre-installed onto the computers, so Genshin is probably the only game that is installed onto all of them. But I want someone to walk in there and start playing, like, Arc Knights. I want them to play Tower of Fantasy. Start watching Azure Promelia trailers. Boot up Wuthering Waves. I mean, hell, even Honkai Star Rail or Zenless, just don't play Genshin just to see how they react.
They're just gonna be like, more fool you, we're still getting paid. You know? It's like when people, like, I've heard people try and like be like, Genshin's dying, man, it's all about Honkai Star. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure that really makes Hoyo sad, doesn't it, that? You know? Oh no, we're not getting as much money in this hand. It's all in this hand. Oh, it's okay.
See if you get your ass kicked to the curb. That would be hilarious. Oh my god. That is unreal. The new estimates come from Nico Partners, which shared the data in the latest newsletter. According to the analysts, Genshin Impact has surpassed $5 billion in lifetime gross revenue on iOS and Android in China, which is crazy.
Thing is as well, that's just China. Now, I know it's the major part, but like, China usually, like, what is it? It seems to, like, some months, like, double global, sometimes not so much double. So I think it would be safe to add another 1.5 billion to potentially 2 billion on that of global revenue, right? And I'm trying to have a safe estimate there, you know, like, in terms of, like, sort of where I think safe, maybe not too conservative, but it could be a little bit higher. That's insane.
What makes this figure stand out is that it includes third-party...
You know damn well there's at least a few G stains on some of those chairs.
Android stores. Wait, does this include PC sales? Mobile version of the game is generated. 5 billion in revenue in China on mobile alone?
So,
wait,
not only is that China, it's mobile, no console, no PC. So you add in the global revenue on mobile as well, and then the other systems.
Hold on, what? If mobile makes about as much roughly as PC makes, that means PC...
This is why I said, like, you know, Hoyo are not fearful of competition at the moment. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing, you know what I mean? Because they are making crazy amounts of cash. And this, again, is why you shouldn't look at other games like Wuthering Waves or whatever and be like, well, it's not making as much as the Hoyo games. It's like, it's just not a fair barometer to use because this is just an insanely high metric. You know, maybe some will come close, but over this length of period, you know, you'll have some games that do these high numbers for short periods of time. But over this sort of periods of time, I just don't think you're going to see other companies doing this.
PC has already made 5 billion and consoles probably made a couple billion. We're looking, Genshin's probably made well over $12 billion so far. It's probably approaching 20 billion plus at this point. Holy sweet Jesus, that is crazy. Oh my god. Before we go any further, let me take a moment here to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day.
Man, that's that much money that you're making. You just stop counting when you be like, how much money you make? I don't even keep track of it anymore. A lot.
You guys are phenomenal, and I can't thank you all enough for the support. Now let's keep talking. It is always interesting to see the broader perspective. Nico Partners added that Genshin Impact's global mobile revenue.
Like, this doesn't even include Star Rail, you know? Or like Honkai Impact Third, or now Zenless Song Zero, which I know like Zenless is still new and Impact Third didn't make that sort of money. But Star Rail has been making crazy money now for the last nearly 2 years, is he? Like, ridiculous amounts of money. So like, Jesus.
Outside China exceeds 4 billion. This means the country counts for over 55% of the total. The firm also expects MiHoYo.
Okay, right there. Genshin Impact's global mobile revenue outside China exceeds 4 billion. So I was being conservative then. I said what? What did I say? 1.5 to 2 potential, maybe 3. 4 billion. Again, that's just mobile. I'm actually genuinely shocked. I know they was making crazy money. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
To surpass $10 billion in spending in 2025 on mobile.
Okay, so that's the firm. Okay, so right, that I was gonna say, because when we seen that it was at the top, the headline, it was kind of insinuating that Genshin was gonna down. I was thinking Genshin ain't gonna double its Chinese revenue in the last year of the game. I don't think, when it's kind of not, you know, it's definitely not dying, but you know, it's past its peak, I think, isn't it, Genshin? But it makes sense that they expect 10 billion when you've got Zenless now and Star Rail's smashing it, and the potential of future stuff coming out as well. And this doesn't even, well, actually it is, it's just talking about player spending. So yeah, it's not surprising at all, actually.
Mobile, mind you. It's already past this if you total or factor in PC and console as well. However, the game has seen declining revenue over the past 12 months. It's because we have other good games like Honkai Star Rail to play. Yeah. Players are playing Love and Deep.
I think there's definitely been a dilution of the player base across multiple games now, but I think Hoyo was still making a big chunk of that money, because probably majority of their revenue that's left Genshin is probably still coming through Star Rail anyway, you know what I mean?
There's AFK Journey, which exploded in popularity in China. There's more competition in the form of games like Nikke or Wuthering Waves. And then with the upcoming Neverness to Everness, Azure Promelia, Arknights Enfield, it is only going to decline, but not by any real significant margin, with notably lower player spending compared to the first 3 years. And that's also because people are probably growing out of Genshin Impact. Let's be honest, there's only so long you can stick to a game when...
Exactly, live service games have got a life cycle, haven't they? You know, like, there's very few games that really push past 4 to 5 years. And have that like a grand ability to go on for a long time. And even then, those games that do that, you know, they're around 15, 20 years sometimes later, things like WoW, their revenue is fell off a cliff, hasn't it, in comparison? So, you know, I think if you can reach 4 years, like, and still be making the money they're making, you have had a successful business venture.
Games that have like better graphics, or better combat, or better stories come out. Nico Partners noted attributing this to increased competition in the RPG genre, as well as cannibalization across MiHoYo titles, including Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, which is true. Because
I'd argue probably 70% of it is the cannibalization.
$60 million a month, every single month on mobile. It actually outgrosses Genshin quite frequently. And Zenless is making like 20 to 30 million as well. So there's only really so much that Hoyo players are willing to spend on Genshin when there are better alternatives out there. This data is in line with estimates from other analytics platforms. According to AppMagic, Genshin Impact has surpassed 4.4 billion in revenue. The difference is due to the fact that Nico Partners tracks gross player spending, while AppMagic shows net revenue reduced by platform fees and inclusive taxes, plus it doesn't take into account third-party Android stores. AppMagic also shows that mainland China, iOS only, is the #1 country by revenue, accounting for 38% of the total. It's followed by Japan with 21%, US with 16%, South Korea with almost 6%, and Taiwan with...
Man, us Europeans are just like minute in the grand scheme of things, aren't they? That's why you can understand that, like, they just don't care about like the Western audience that much when they start getting mad about stuff, because the largest Western audience is the US by 16%, which is still a sizable audience. But like Europe ain't even on here. You know what I mean?
2.5%. In terms of downloads, Genshin is estimated to have generated over 218 million in sales globally. Top 5 countries.
And as well, I think for the way the gacha's going at the mini, that's a good thing in some regards. I say with Wuthering Waves, I want there to be more balance because the devs listen in that regard. But I don't want the West to start dominating at all because, you know, we know what happens to games when the journalists and particular groups of people get their hands into them that stop being fun games and they're all about bullshit we don't care about.
Countries are China at 22%, the US with 11%, Russia at 7%, Indonesia with
man,
6%,
Japan
Japan with 5%. Indonesia has more downloads of Genshin than Japan, but Genshin is huge in Japan. Wow, okay. Wow, that is surprising to me. Very surprising. What we have obtained from this is that Hoyo, with Genshin Impact, are making more money realistically than they know what to do with. Literally, $20+ billion.
What's the valuation of Sony? What's the actual valuation of them? What's the company valued at? Oh, okay. It's got a market cap of 84 billion. All right, okay. I was going to say, like, oh, you know, because I wasn't sure what Sony's valuation was at 84 billion. But still, they've had that sort of revenue in a couple of years. Jesus. Hoyo are going to be, like, bigger than a lot of media platforms very soon, aren't they?
That is a lot of money. And instead of investing it into making Genshin a significantly better game, they're... Okay,
See, that's why I'll never hear people talk about the quality of life updates don't really matter. You're making that sort of money. There's no excuses there. But that's why they're making that sort of money, though. You know what I mean? Hey, why am you going to give quality of life options if you can just make a character in a new area, do the things you've been requesting that happens around the entire map? Because guess what happens? You make 5 billion in revenue in China alone on iOS, you know? On mobile, sorry. Insane.
I will give them this. They've made Zenless Zone Zero a very good game, and Honkai Star Rail a very good game.
All three games are good games, you know. I take the piss out of Genshin all the time, you know what I mean? Because it's funny. But Genshin is a good game, and I think Hoyo are making good stuff. They are, you know. I think it's become a meme to take the piss out of Hoyo, but, you know, respect where respect's due, man.
I'm sure Genshin Impact will see further improvements over time. I still think Genshin is a good game. I think it's very polished. I think it's very fun. But with people enjoy punishment, right? You'd think they'd make an active effort to improve the game and the perception of the game. All I see every other day is people complaining, Hoyo aren't inclusive. Hoyo is reinforcing power creep. Hoyo is locking new features for characters or new features for the game behind.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you, though, when you're making that sort of revenue? Who cares about the PR when you're making that sort of fuck you money? Who cares? I wouldn't. Why would you? You know what I mean? Oh, we're looking bad to the masses. Have you seen the bank balance this month? They don't seem to actually care. All right, then. Yeah, that's a good point.
Behind characters like the
when we'll play Love and Deep Space for the funny. Maybe one day, maybe.
Just another day for Genshin Impact, right? This is unrelated to Genshin, but it is Hoyo related. I kind of wanted to just include this all in one because I think it's really cool. This was just announced yesterday. There's going to be a Trailblazer Room. We're going to have our own room on the Astral Express. As we all know, the crew aboard the Astral Express,
let them eat cake and a bit of poo.
Dan Heng, Himeko, and Mr. Young each has their own room. Since the Astral Express sailed, the Trailblazers Room, along with other parts of the train, have been a topic of great interest for the Trailblazers.
It took us 2 years to get a room.
In version 2.7, a new
they don't even like us, do they?
Train, the party car. Not only can Express visiting in-game friends appear in the party car, but it's also rumored that Pom Pom can change outfits here. Not that I care. What I care about is this. Trailblazers Room will be located on the second floor of the party car. After version 2.7, Trailblazers can unlock and gradually...
Oh, that's cool then. Kind of like Mass Effect. You're going to be able to put stuff on your shelf and stuff. That's one thing I loved about Mass Effect. You know, you could put your little spaceships in the little holders and put fish in your tank, like, and then, like, you know, rizz up some girls there.
Decorate their rooms through events. That is great. During the event, you can also collect some small toys to decorate your room, placing dolls, pasting posters, maybe even more. Not only that, but some furniture in the room will also be interactive. For example, the bathtub. Oh, are they gonna take the snow break road? Oh, are we gonna be able to jump in the bathtub? Okay, I'm glad I chose to play. Well, I'm sure a lot of people are glad that they chose to play female Trailblazer if that's the case. More details are going to be revealed in future content releases.
I chose a male
Dude, this is actually so cool. I love when you get your own room. I love when you have the ability to decorate it. Now, I hate like house construction. I don't like having to build my entire home from the ground up, but I do like, you know, farming couches, wallpaper, some cool, I don't know, like interactive objects that you can place around your room. So having it kind of condensed and not being too large or overwhelming is good for me. This sounds great. I can't wait to try it. And there's a coming salto.
Dude, you know people want to get their hands on those PC cases, and that's a damn. Is that got a little LED display on the GPU? Okay.
Desktop.
Can't see if it's LED or it's just a little bit of a artwork or what.
Is that a Raiden Shogun phone? Oh my god. Is that like a holster for the phone? Or a phone charger with Raiden Shogun?
It's like a phone stand, doesn't he?
Wow.
Holder.
Oh, I knew
Food
it.
looks
They're
good,
gonna
though.
have special Genshin Impact food.
Told you, man. Told ya. You're paying to play. You're paying to pull. You're paying to sit there, eat, drink. They are making crazy cash.
Oh god, that actually looks so good though.
It does look good.
Damn. Oh, and then they have like a smoothie in the background. No, that looks really good. God damn. Yeah, so I got like Genshin ramen, Genshin rice balls. Dude, oh my god, wow.
Food looks good though.
A bottle of milk. Oh man, cool. This is in Seoul, Korea. Oh, that is cool. That's cool. I think that's from Inazuma, right? That is
Makes sense to me in Korea, doesn't he?
This is very cool. I was at the
that is cool,
outside.
though.
You
It
just
is cool.
walk through. Oh, that is sick. What is that?
They're little booths.
Wait, are they restrooms? It looks like a restroom or something. That looks sick, dude. I would go through it. Why do I have to live? God, I wish I lived in like Korea or Japan. This looks
Yeah, you know what? He's not wrong.
so cool. Holy crap. What is that, dude?
What do we get in the West? I ain't even going into it.
They have a TV set up with Genshin. Oh my, and PS5. They have multiple computers there. Dude, this is, oh, I am envious. God damn. Oh, look at their backgrounds. It makes it look like you're actually there in Inazuma. Oh, that is sick. Damn. God damn. That is, wow. I am genuinely
He's pretty
impressed.
cool, isn't
That
he?
is actually really freaking cool. Hey, you. Where do you think you're going? Don't you close.
All right, man. Good video. Yo, guys, you should definitely check out Sticks, man. I do like Sticks. I do. He makes some good content. Genshin are making ridiculous money. Ridiculous money. Absolutely insane. So I knew they were making cash, but I didn't realize they were making that kind of cash. Jeez. Guys, let me know what you think, man. What do you think? This is what I say. Nobody in the space really is competition for the behemoth, for the monster, for the gigantic corporate entity that is Hoyo, and why people think genuinely that some people think Wuthering Waves is coming for Hoyo. It's just like, come on, man, you're delusional. You know what I mean? And anyway, I think to compare other games in the space to that sort of level of revenue just is not fair. And at the same time, it obviously shows that it doesn't mean you're failing. You're just not doing that. That is insane. And not many companies are going to be doing that sort of cash flow. That's just like crazy. But guys, check out Sticks. Show him some love. Go subscribe. Let me know what you think, because I'm genuinely shocked. It's crazy.